If you're anything like me, you haven't touched your Wii U in a very long time, and that's if you still have a Wii U. I'm going to assume since you clicked on this video you do though, and it's just been rotting in a corner of your basement or your room, gathering dust and never being used. But maybe it's time to bust out that old Wii U and have some fun with it and see what it's actually really capable of. Of course, the Wii U eShop is gone. You can't buy Wii U games or a Wii U system in order to support the companies that created these games and Nintendo with the hardware, so why not have a little bit of fun with it? All you actually need is an SD card in order to start having fun. I decided to hack my Wii U last night, and I'm pretty impressed with what I can do with this system now, and it kind of breathed a little bit of new life into it. So we're going to talk about how to actually hack the Wii U and then what you can do with a hacked Wii U, because I think you might be kind of surprised. So first and foremost, you're going to need an SD card, and you're going to need this guide right here. It is wiiu.hacks.guide, and this is going to tell you how to basically set everything up. All the steps that you need to do. You need an SD card, and then you're pretty much good to go. Now, there are two front ends that are very popular with Wii U emulation, or Wii U hacking, I should say. Aroma and Tiramisu. Now, I initially downloaded Aroma, but if you want to play RetroArc games and like classic systems on this thing, for some reason, RetroArc doesn't seem to work with Aroma. I don't know if that was a user error or what it was. So I ended up getting rid of Aroma and going back to Tiramisu, which is a little bit older. You have to do a couple more steps at times, but I did get better results out of that. So you can follow this guide to pretty much get everything to where you need to go, all the different files and everything, and just kind of replace some of the steps with Tiramisu steps. Or you can actually find some things online like we have here, a full guide on how to set up everything for Tiramisu. Whatever you want to do is your prerogative. You could do whichever you want. But I did find Tiramisu to be a little bit more cumbersome, but a little bit better because I could do RetroArc on it, and really that's one of the things I wanted to do with it. Once you go through all of these steps, it takes about 20-25 minutes, mostly just transferring files back and forth between the Wii U and your computer. Then you have a custom firmware on your Wii U, and that's where the fun really begins. All right, so the first thing we're going to be looking at is the Homebrew App Store for our newly modified Wii U. Once you modify your Wii U, you'll have easy access to this, and you'll find a bunch of stuff that is pretty cool. Now, some of this is a bit of trial and error as far as figuring out what you need. There are Aroma ready apps if you decided to go with Aroma instead of Tiramisu as far as the application is concerned for the custom firmware of the Wii U. But like I said, I like Tiramisu because we get RetroArc, and that is really cool. Now, there's all sorts of fun stuff you can mess around with here, have a lot of interesting things. There's like save editors and stuff like that. It's a very good app store that is something that you need to kind of familiarize yourself with, because some of these things you might need in order to add additional programs to your Nintendo Wii U. But like I said, it's very easy to get into, it's very easy to access, and it's very easy to set things up. You can even have it so that you set up different Bluetooth controllers to your Wii U, and you can use like whatever you want that's a Bluetooth controller with it. So very cool stuff. But now we're going to get into the more deeper things of where this starts to really shine. All right, so next we're going to take a look at RetroArc running on the Wii U. You can see here, it's the same screen that we have here. And you, of course, if you're familiar with RetroArc, this is a way to have a bunch of emulators all in one place. Now, one thing that's nice about RetroArc is you can actually download new cores that maybe, because when you download RetroArc on the Wii U, it only comes with a couple different cores, but you can always download whatever core you want to add stuff. So if you want arcade stuff, you want Commodore stuff, whatever you want. Now, as far as what you'll be able to run on this system, I was surprised to see that N64 emulation is actually terrible on the Wii U, and you actually have to use a Wii emulator in order to do it. There's like injections you have to do and stuff like that. It didn't seem like very well done as far as everything is concerned, so you're not going to be able to play like a whole N64 library. But what you do get here are some decent systems. Of course, you have your NES, your Game Boy Advance, your Famicom games. We're actually going to try Virtual Boy as well. I'm interested to see that. Some Homebrew, Quakes, and stuff like that. Various Sega systems. No Saturn, but you do get PlayStation 1 out of this. Now, you can always try to add additional cores that aren't available in the loader that comes with it, that finds it, but your mileage is going to vary with it. So we're going to go ahead and load a core. These are the cores that I have set up right now. We'll start off with the SNES, and we'll try out a game from here. So after you select the core, it takes a second for it to load, and then we're going to load our content. Now, I have put everything into a ROMs folder that will allow us easy access. You could do this pretty much on your SD card, but let's see how it emulates stuff on here. So we're going to be trying Mortal Kombat 2 for the Super Nintendo on this, arguably the better version of Mortal Kombat 2. And of course, this was a game that did not release on the Virtual Console for the Wii U. But as you can see here, well, it seems to be starting up. Are we going to have good luck with this? Maybe. Claim Entertainment, RIP. And what's nice is everything is set up with RetroArc to work with your gamepad as a controller. And it actually shows the game on the gamepad. So this is running via the Wii U on the Wii U and on the gamepad. And you actually have sound with it too, which is actually kind of cool. It's like, a little handheld way to play some retro games. And as you can see here, like the emulation is spot on. Everything feels good. There's no like input lag, or at least I should say noticeable input lag. Some people are really anal about that stuff. I'm not one of those people here, but I'm wow. All right, Baraka, let me get around on you. We're making a video. Oh, you son of a. There, I won. Anyways, you could see that Super Nintendo is running well on here. So we'll go ahead and close this out and load another core. Now, this was something I was actually interested in checking out, and that is the Mega Drive core, which also incorporates Sega 32X, because Sega 32X can be a little bit tricky to emulate some of the games. So will it run on our Wii U? Well, we'll go ahead and load up Virtua Fighter for the Sega 32X on here and check out our results. It's booting up. This is arguably the best 32X game. Now, obviously, I haven't tested every 32X game out on the Wii U, but if Virtua Fighter works, and I mean, it's running beautifully here, you're going to have a good time with it. Now, of course, you can do things like add in different shaders and stuff. It doesn't come preloaded with any shader things on it, but yeah, 32X, wow. Okay, why didn't you give me any 32X games on the Wii U Virtual Console there, huh? I would have appreciated that. But as you can see, 32X looking good. Also running on the pad. So let's check out something else. And now we have some PlayStation 1. And surprisingly, this is playing very well. Now, obviously, I haven't tried the whole library of PlayStation 1 games or anything like that. We are running Resident Evil for the PS1. As you can see, it is on the gamepad as well. But yeah, so PlayStation 1, I'm sure it's a little bit hit or miss with some of maybe the more demanding titles on the system. But I'm just surprised that it runs like at all. So you can actually play, some Resident Evil 1 game or some PlayStation 1 games on your Wii U. And once again, it feels weird. It feels weird to be doing this, but I like that I can do this. Stab you. I stab at thee. Get off me. And I mean, this is the one game where I'm like, why haven't we gotten a remake? And people say, oh, you got the GameCube one. But yeah, I want like a newer one. You know what I'm saying? I want another Resident Evil 1 remake. This zombie is eating me alive. Obviously, I'm not playing my best right now, but it does work and it feels good. So that's pretty cool in my opinion, being able to play PS1 games. And looky here, we even have Virtual Boy on here. Once again, why was this system not on the Wii U Virtual Console? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. We got some Vertical Force here, which is, I really like this game. People say that Red Alarm was like the best shooter game on the system. No, Vertical Force is the better system because it looks better and it plays better. So yeah, your Virtual Boy is going to run on here just fine. But I did save the best thing for last with this as far as why you should want to hack your system. So let's go ahead and check that out next. So you might remember how the Nintendo 3DS has a storefront called H-Bomb, which allows you to download whatever came out on the 3DS during its life cycle, whether it's retail releases, virtual console releases, or eShop exclusive releases. Well, this application called Nusp, I don't know. It's very similar to that, except it is for the Wii U. So we're going to go to download content on here, and well, you could see we have lots of games that we can download. Pretty much every retail release, every eShop release, and every virtual console release has been archived and is downloadable on this. So you can see here we have retail releases, we have virtual console games such as Balloon Fight, whatever you're looking for. If it came out on the Wii U, you have access to it. You can also search for certain games by pressing Y and doing that. We're just going to download something kind of small just so we can check out, you know, a game itself and see what it's all about, just to make sure that it all runs and all that sort of stuff. So we'll go with 99 seconds because, well, I don't think they're going to really care if I download this. And you basically want to install it by pressing start, and then it'll start to download all of the files for you. And then we're going to, of course, make sure that it all works. It's a pretty small file size, and we'll check out the results. So after a quick install of the game, after it downloads, you can see here we have 99 up on the screen. So let's go ahead and boot that up, make sure everything worked good with it. For some reason, it always tries to give me an update file. I know there's a way to like circumvent this, but I don't know. I can never figure out like how to make it work, but there is an app for that. I have it on here. Just it never likes to work with me. And look, we have 99 seconds playing. And this is a Wii U title that we downloaded, and now we're playing it. So, you know, a very versatile system here as far as what you can essentially do and how you can access things. So if you want to play a bunch of retro games, get some interesting homebrew apps, and still have access to all of the Wii U games, even though you can't buy them. I don't know what this game is about, but we're going to figure it out. I guess we got to avoid things. This is a great thing to do. So make sure you guys check out, you know, the website to get your Wii U hacked, because I highly recommend that if you have a Wii U, you do this. It's not getting a lot of play time. You're not doing anything with it, so you might as well have some fun with it. Let me know what you think of everything in the comment section down below, though, and maybe some programs I should be on the lookout for when it comes to my nicely modified and hacked Wii U system. Like I said, all you need is an SD card, a little bit of time, and you'll be able to do a lot of fun things with the system. If you learned something today, hit that subscribe button. Be sure to like, comment, and share. Hit the bell for notifications as well if you're new, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.